ways other than typing in text commands, bitmapping, a feat of code writing that allowed for the merging of text and images, a novel input device called a mouse, a networking capability, and a user-friendly interface featuring pop-up menus and movable windows. Most of these innovations had been sitting around PARC for quite some time. In fact, the Alto was already 6 years old, and the mouse dated back to the 1960s. And the PARC scientists had presented similar dog and pony shows to many previous delegations of corporate bigwigs. But unlike all those previous delegations, this one, headed by the newly humbled Jobs, understood exactly what they were seeing: the future of personal computing. The trick would be to put these innovations into an attractive and affordable package. Enter the Lisa. Just over 3 years, which according to Apple translated into some 200 man-years of development efforts, and $50 million later, Apple unveiled the Lisa. The new machine certainly took its inspiration from the Alto, but it also went well beyond Xerox's pioneering device. Most notably, Alto was the desk. Lisa sat on top of the desk. On the hardware side, Lisa featured a one-button mouse, a significant improvement over Xerox's 3-button model, a 5-megabyte hard drive, 2 floppy drives, and a 12-inch monochrome display. And although Lisa was plug-ugly by today's standards, resembling the offspring of an unhappy mating between a TV set and a toaster, it was far and away the best-looking computer then on the market. As for peripherals, a new dot matrix printer featured a revolutionary "what you see is what you get" function, captured in the acronym WYSIWYG, meaning that for the first time, users could see on the screen what would actually show up on the printed page. Today, we take this for granted. Back then, it was a breakthrough concept. But the real surprises came on the software side. Lisa was the first commercially available computer with a GUI like the Alto's GUI. Simply put, the user no longer had to enter text commands, but could direct the computer by pointing and clicking and dragging, and so on. Again, the desktop metaphor is taken for granted today, but in 1983 it represented a staggering breakthrough. Lisa's desktop featured pull-down menus, windows, scrolling capabilities, a trash can, a clipboard to facilitate cutting and pasting, and integrated applications, meaning that the user could move easily from one software program to another. Those applications ranged from a spreadsheet program to word processing to drawing and graphing. In other words, Lisa had almost everything. What didn't it have? First, Lisa didn't have a lot of friends in the all-important independent software development community. If the question is, what can you develop for the machine that has everything, the answer turns out to be, not much. Second, it didn't have compatibility with any other machine in the world. Whoever bought this dazzling new machine, therefore, would be committing himself or herself to an Apple-only universe. This raised an obvious question. How many risk-averse business people would pick Apple over, say, IBM? Third, the Lisa's floppy drives were unreliable, necessitating an upgrade after only 6,500 machines had been sold. Worse, its Motorola 68,000 processor, the beating heart of the new machine, simply wasn't up to the task of processing all that GUI-driven information. Lisa therefore earned the dubious distinction of becoming the first computer with its own knock-knock joke. Knock knock. Who's there? Wait 15 seconds. Lisa. Finally, and most important, Lisa didn't have a low price point. Instead of the $2,000 price tag initially ordered up by Jobs, who had been kept out of the Lisa development process by colleagues who thought the project too important to be entrusted to a fundamentally non-technical type like Jobs, Lisa went on the market at a staggering $9,995. This necessitated the hiring of a new and dedicated sales force, whose work was greatly complicated by persistent rumors that Apple would soon release a similar machine for less than half the price of the Lisa. Apple strongly denied this at the time, but sales suffered. All across Apple's existing consumer base, computer users who were both loyal and savvy, people asked the same question. Why buy a Lisa for full price when you'll be able to get more or less the same thing for half price in 6 months? Exit the Lisa. Business is all about competition. So what was the competition doing in this same time period? 2 months after Lisa